of course, I got a video, and I want to show this. Okay, we got some. I see a lot of legals in the room. I see a lot of people who got some legal background, some legal knowledge in the room. And hey, I only again, here's the caveat: I only put it out there if it's the truth. So I want to show a video clip from guys who have one of the biggest finance channels out there. They actually are managed by like CIAA. That's a big time company who manages athletes. So these guys are big in their space, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. I give credit and props where credit is due. When I put this video up, I watched a lot of their content, and I would say probably 85% of it, I'm like, okay, that's sound advice. So it's a real gray area between giving advice or if you have someone come on your platform and give advice. Because now, if I invite somebody on my platform and they tell you they could, do something that's crazy, like I'm probably going to be like, what the hell? You need to explain that because that don't make no sense to me. And I'm not a genius, but I'm not the stupidest person in the world. I just look like this. And so I said,
are you calling out right then and there?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask. No, I gotta ask because there's people in the chat watching, and what'll happen is bad information will come out. And I've been in the comments. I'm gonna show you this clip, and I'm gonna show everybody this clip. And when I went in the comments, all I saw was, "Yo, he giving out gems. This is free game." And I just was like, "Yo, this is a crime." And so, shout out to my guy Pocket watching with JT. Because I actually, watched his show and I saw him talking about this guy. And this is kind of how I started to look and go down this rabbit hole. But I feel like if you have a platform, if incorrect information is put out, you have to either correct it then, or if you don't correct it then, any alternative, take that content down or post a video saying that, hey, we had a video where XYZ was said on this date. We want to give a caveat. Some of those things may be inconsistent with, you got to have that PR ability to rectify things because it'll also limit your liability for any potential legal exposure.
Yes.
So let me go ahead and pull this next video up. Again, I gotta do it, sis. I'm sorry. Let me pull this next video.
I sign up for this.
All right. So the platform is Earn Your Leisure, EYL. Like I said, most of the things that I've heard on their channel from most of the people is salient advice that didn't strike off alarms as being criminal. Now, this individual who's on the show, I'll just give his acronym, but they call him 500. Now, I want you all to listen to this call. Y'all make sure y'all let me know in the chat if y'all can hear it clearly. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, but we're going to listen to this call, and I'm going to talk a little bit about it. From what I heard as an attorney, it was some things that just jumped out and gave immediate red flags, okay?
Safety first. We're coming to you, Krista. Unmute yourself. You've been unmuted.
Yeah, it's some things I'm not covered. You guys tune in and check out the EYL episode. A lot of stuff and tactics I covered on turning credit to cash. Today we teach you how to go get the cash. And when you go back and watch the EYL episode, you're going to see exactly how to apply it and get busy from there. So just check it out. It's back on YouTube.
If you haven't watched that Earn Your Leisure episode, that's 100. You're doing yourself a tremendous disservice. Potentially the biggest episode. Kristen, what's up?
Hi, how are you guys?
Good. We're great. How are you?
I am great, and even better that you guys called on me.
Oh, y'all. Where you from?
Baltimore.
Shout out to B-More.
Thank you. So, hi, him 500. I have a question. So, I have a charge off, and it will not leave for the life of me. And I was wondering if you had any tips on getting it removed. I've already followed your instructions for the secondary bureaus, but it's still not going anywhere. And it's with the original debtor, so that's probably why. But I just wanted to get your take on it.
You got Credit Karma?
Yes.
Log into your Credit Karma.
Okay, now as we watch this is where it's going to get interesting. I'm going to periodically pause because I got to give a little commentary and we may have to punt it around. But just check out this conversation and how this turns out.
as she logs in.
I'm in.
Okay, you in?
Yes.
You go to your accounts. Go to view your whole credit report.
Okay.
Go to the negative account.
You mean the closed account?
Go to the negative account that you want to remove.
Oh, the one I want to remove? Okay.
TransUnion. Go to the account. You want to go to the accounts tab and select the negative item.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You see where it says dispute on the bottom?
Yep.
Put that in. Go to dispute.
Mm-hmm.
Once you go to dispute, now you should be on the deletion screen. Don't put anything for ownership. Go down. Right? And then it's going to say, don't put anything for ownership. Don't select any ownership. So the ownership is going to be the first little block that's going to ask you to pick. It's going to give you a lineup of a few different things. You're going to don't put nothing there. Go down below it, right? And put this count is involved in litigation.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop it right there. And if you got anything you want to add, Melissa, you can go ahead and jump in. But right here, this lady clearly called and said, I have an account that's in collections or what have you. There's a charge off that I can't get rid of. So again, let's just talk about this from a basic common sense level. She called in and clearly established that she is the in fact owner of the account. This is just how common sense people are going to look at it. He clearly tells her, skip over the ownership platform, right? Don't put anything for ownership. And I want you to click this account is in litigation. Now, right here is where it doesn't take a rocket science or attorney, but everybody involved in this, Blue Suit, the two hosts of the show, the lady on the phone, they all know that this account is not in litigation because she clearly did not say that. But the instruction that was given to her was, put this account in litigation. Now, let me give y'all a little bit of background from a legal standpoint. Credit Karma isn't, in fact, a legitimate credit bureau, right? But when you issue a dispute through Credit Karma, those disputes, if successful, can get things off of your credit with the actual legitimate big three credit bureaus that are out there. So disputes filed through Credit Karma do in fact goes to the credit bureau. So there's disclaimers on there where you actually certify that the information submitted is true and all these stuff. And if it goes to a credit bureau, that's an actual financial institution. So checking the box that it's in litigation when it's not in litigation and actually submitting that just on its face is criminal conduct. That's just, my initial take before I even dove in. But everybody know that the shit is clearly not in litigation. You got anything you want to chime in before I hit play, sis, on this?
Yeah, like I've always been the person, I don't know, but like you have to do things the right way. So if they're telling you to skip things and avoid doing certain things, that's right there a red flag. Like you have to dot your I's and cross your T's, especially when it comes to financial matters, legal matters, things that could really get you into some hot water. So yeah, that's definitely a huge red flag to have her skip that ownership and just little sneaky things that you have to watch out for.
Right. And I think this goes to the point where a lot of times people want something for nothing, because if that were me, the first question I would have said was, why do I have to skip the ownership? This is my account. I mean, at some point I would have asked a question, but again, she called and her goal is, I want this off my credit report. So, let's go and finish playing through this real quick.
Oh, an additional comment?
Yeah.
Above additional comments, it's like one above. It
I
says
see.
this account is involved in litigation.
Yep.
All right. Now, additional comments.
Stop. You see the brother in the red hoodie? When he said the account involved in litigation, you see how his facial expression changed? Yeah, he's looking because he's confused. Like, wait a minute, why are you saying put this account is in litigation?
I think they're both confused.
But I have not supplied proof
bro, I'm sitting there like, yo, University, man.
Is he screen sharing?
That's that EYL University, man. That's crazy. $1 million worth of game.
Yo, AKA him, not them.
Yo, listen, we going there. Listen, you there?
Yep, I'm here. I have not supplied proof.
Under the doctrine of estoppel by silence. So, proof under the doctrine of estoppel.
Of estoppel? I don't know how to spell it.
ESTOPPEL.
ASTOPPAL.
EST.
Oh, EST. Okay.
By silence. Comma. Engelhardt.
All right, so let me pause this real quick right here, because again, if this is where my like legal antennas went up when he said estoppel by silence. So in short, I know y'all like, what the hell is estoppel by silence? Estoppel by silence is essentially the case actually has to actually be in court, and estoppel by silence means a party doesn't have to address or bring up either a defense or a claim to something that's being argued because they weren't supplied the pertinent information. So what he's saying is, I had not provided relevant blah blah blah, estoppel by silence. That's a legal concept that's only applicable if the case is actually in court. So one, the case isn't in court, which he wanted her to put that it was in litigation. Now he's asserting this legal claim that's not applicable because it's not an actual court case. And this is where it gets interesting, because now he's going to give her a case citation. And I didn't even look this case citation up, but I knew it was wrong off the jump when I heard it. Then after I heard it, I said, that's not right. And I'll explain this after he gives the case citation. So right now he's giving a citation to a legal case that has the information of, estoppel by silence, which he's instructing her to put as if he is a licensed attorney in Baltimore where this lady is located. He's having her spell out the case name now.
And then V period. Versus. Raven. GRAVENS. In parentheses MO. 281. Separates space bar. Capital SW.
All right. So this is another thing that, I picked up on because I've been practicing law for a long ass time because I'm old. Now, let me explain a little bit how legal cases work, right? If I got a situation in Maryland, I'm a resident of Maryland, I want to find a case that's exactly similar, where the facts are similar to the same situation I'm dealing with, where the court ruled in their favor. So this is the thought process. When this lady called, she originally said she was in Baltimore. He told her to list it in litigation. He gave a crazy legal doctrine that's not applicable. When he went through the case, the two things that jumped out to me was, after he gave the case name, Engelhardt versus Grace Givens, he says, comma, some numbers, MO, that's the state. Then he says later on, SW, Southwest. So this is a Missouri case. This was a case that was heard in Missouri that he is giving this sister to put in her dispute, who is in Baltimore. It's not even remotely the same jurisdiction. A Baltimore judge would not care about a case that happened in Missouri, even if the facts were analogous. But this is just kind of the type of thing you have to look out for when people are giving advice, thinking to be an expert in a subject matter area. Now, I'm going to play the rest of this all the way through. It's not much longer, maybe another minute or so, because at the end, it was a big round of applause and cheering like this guy did something great. And the only thing he did was expose this lady, the host of this show, to potential litigation.
715, 719, and then put, I presume that no proof of the alleged debt, nor therefore any such debt, you with me?
I presume that no proof of the alleged debt,
Therefore, any such debt, comma, in fact exists. Period. All right. Now, go submit. If it doesn't say copy the comment section that you just typed out.
Yep.
Copy that just so you have it on your clipboard if you got to redo it. And now, go through and press and submit. And now, if it doesn't say delete right then, redo it a second time because sometimes the system glitches. So go ahead, press submit.
Okay.
They look confused.
Continue. But, okay.
Yeah.
And then, okay, submit. Okay.
He whispering like, I don't know about this.
Is reviewing your dispute.
Okay. So let that sit. Give us about 5 minutes to 10 minutes. If you don't get a deletion notice, come back. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Wow. Give me a round of applause for this guy. Right?
Yes.
This is crazy.
This is amazing. This is $1 million worth of game.
The most dangerous man, and they say he was dangerous. Yeah, he is dangerous. It's crazy.
Yeah, he is dangerous. Oh my gosh.
That is, I just wanted to give a quick take on, Nat from the Southwest reporter. Come on, get up out of here, hot girls. We don't want them in that show. Get out of here, guy. But yeah, it just goes kind of crazy to show some of the stuff that goes on. So what you said, the biggest point you made was, hey, you got to learn how to use your Googles. You know what I mean? If someone gives you information right then and there, don't be so in a rush to submit it, because this guy's citing legal citations like he's an attorney, and once you click that submit button, that's an actual claim with a fraudulent false statement that was made to a financial institution as defined by the federal government, which is in fact a crime. And I know because I've put people in jail for making false claims and false statements on documents to financial institutions. So that was just kind of my take. What you got? Anything before we move on to the next one with that one, sister? That was wild. I know that was wild.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of things in that clip. Yeah, it was a lot of misinformation. Like I feel like a lot of people become gurus after hearing something and just, maybe they just really wanted to share that information. And
Right.
I can make a quick buck off of sharing this, but when it comes to getting information or help yourself, you have to vet the person. Like, what are their credentials? How long have they been doing this? Because a lot of times it's just misinformation. I'm sure that guy heard that somewhere and is just running with it. And doesn't realize, like, you can't really be doing that. I don't know the guy.
Right.
But
I think the thing is, and again, I'm not saying that people with credentials can't give you game and can't teach you about something, but the credentials and the certifications that you have to do what you need to do, the credentials, the certifications I have to perform my job, a lot of times those credentials, that school and those certificates, those degrees, they actually create a real fiduciary relationship where you actually have to act in a manner not to screw somebody over. You have to act in the person's best interest. So, again, someone without credentials can give information that could be helpful, that could be truthful, but they don't have that necessary fiduciary relationship of trust with you. So it's a lower standard. There's a lower burden for them to be accurate. It's a big ass high burden for me. If a client came in, I had a client and I gave them some wrong information, I'm risking ineffective assistance of counsel. I risk losing my license. So I have to conduct myself in a way where if it's something I don't know, I have to say, you know what? Courts are split. I don't ever want nobody to know what I don't know. You know what? Different jurisdictions and courts are split. Let me do a little bit of research and I'm going to get back to you because I want to make sure I give you the right information. And that's what you want to look for. Sometimes the fast answer is the worst answer. You know what I mean? The person who can say, you know what, let me think on this and I get back to you is probably the direction that you want to go in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So many people out here just trying to make a quick buck, unfortunately, but it's really misinformation. Do your research. And so something I did write down, when you're getting information, a lot of your sources, you don't know what sources out there are accurate. But for me, a rule of thumb is to go by .gov and .org
Mm-hmm.
sources. .gov, it's coming from the government. If you're looking at an IRS, like if you're
Right.
looking at something with regards to taxes, irs.gov, if it's on that site, then that's probably the most accurate information there is on whatever you're looking for. .org, that's an organization that's putting it out there. So, let's say you hear something, you go look it up. I would say look for those .gov.org websites to confirm what you're looking for.
Right. I think that's great advice. Definitely a gem to drop. Another thing you can do, which is really easy. And again, we know that Google isn't the world renowned truth, but it's always a good starting point. If you're about to do something, whatever it is, that financial move you're about to make, type that in. And then afterward, type the word fraud or scam and read what comes up.
Yeah.
Start there. If someone says, I got a great course that I recommend you take, you should take my course. Or, hey, I got this high-speed investment. Literally type that in the word scam or fraud after and just read. And when something is bogus and people get hosed, one thing they do is when we have a great service, like if I go to a restaurant and I get great service, is a very slim chance that I'm going to write a review. But if I go to a restaurant and get bad service, I'm writing a damn review. I'm gonna be like, this shit was trash. So if people get taken advantage of, hosed, there'll be so many posts and blogs and things about it. So that's always a good way. Put whatever the topic is that you want to know and put the word fraud, scam, reviews, any of those things afterward, and that'll give you at least a starting point to see what other people are saying about whatever that venture is. You know what I mean?